Devin Lyon was in the courtroom this afternoon. He joins us live from outside the Tulsa County Courthouse with what's next.
Guys, where we're at right now is we are waiting on the formal response from Judge April Seibert to today's hearing and if these teens will continue to be charged as adults for these crimes for now.
So to me, in many respects, I feel like this is a premature argument and it's wasting time that could be used more fruitfully.
So what is really dragging this thing out more? Getting to a place where you could charge them as adults, or improperly charging them as adults to start with and having us fight for their procedural due process rights and have them charged the way they were actually supposed to be charged by the law.
Prosecutors and defense attorneys of the two Sperry students charged with rape by instrumentation are still arguing over specific wording in the law over 100 days after the charges were initially filed. Based on a judge's opinion Wednesday, the state has the authority to charge defendants ages 15, 16, or 17 as an adult for the crime of rape by instrumentation.
There's a reason why the court or the legislature created the language to basically say we're not going to draw some kind of unique distinction between rape by instrumentation or rape in the first degree. It's a violation of a human being, and that's why we're proceeding as we're proceeding, because the law allows us to do that.
The defense used their final appeal of that decision, but it was rejected. Defense attorneys are frustrated.
Anybody, you don't even have to go to law school to read this and see that the language is very clear. They're obfuscating the reality of what that language is. They're choosing to interpret it in a way that is extending and elongating this far beyond where it should be.
The two legal teams will take different approaches to try and prevent their client from being charged as an adult. MJ Denman will head to Oklahoma City to file an extended writ, hoping to involve the state courts or open another avenue through the Court of Criminal Appeals.
Who is really making this case drag out? Somebody who's fighting for the rights of a child, or somebody who's ignoring the law as it's written?
Kristen Knutson and Brian Boheim say they are filing a motion for recertification, asking the Tulsa County judge to renew that ruling. This would open up another appeal for their case. Tulsa County District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler joined the court hearing from the viewing section for himself. He says the defense is just wasting time and the facts of the case should speak for themselves.
This is, in my opinion, it's just wasting time. We have a victim who on his 15th birthday had something very violent happen to him, and we're here on behalf of that victim, and we want to get that evidence on, and then we'll move forward accordingly.
Defense attorneys argue the prosecutors are prolonging the case so the students get closer to turning 18 and have no choice but to face the charges and potential sentencing as an adult.
What's drawing it out is their efforts and their manipulation of the language of the law. They had all the opportunity in the world to file this as a YO, take it over to juvenile, and then if they chose to, like Mr. Denman said, they could have then attempted to escalate this and move it as to an adult. They had that opportunity, and this could have been, we'd have already been there. They're choosing to argue and defend some ludicrous interpretation of the law by them.
Now, Judge April Seibert's ruling is expected to come down by next Friday. It's now been over 100 days since those charges were initially filed. And guys, we haven't even gotten to the evidence or facts of this case being presented to the courtroom. It's important to note that no one has been proven guilty or not guilty. And there's also the possibility of a potential rape victim still waiting on justice as this process keeps getting longer. Live in downtown Tulsa, covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.